Hi guys, this is Miss Lisa from the Harney County Library, and this is your December book review and book talks. So this month's theme is book series. So everybody knows about all different kinds of book series, like there's Harry Potter and there's The Lightning Thief, and those are all very popular book series. But there's even more book series. So these are some that I, over the last 10 years, have read myself. And then these are some new ones that we got at the Harney County Library just this month. So The Roar, this is like, I know it's thick, but don't be intimidated by it because it's a fantastic book. It's science fiction and it goes really fast. And once you start it, you won't want to put it down. So I'm going to read you the front cover, which really doesn't do it justice, but then I'll tell you about it. Micah lives in the future London, behind the wall, safe from the animal plague beyond, or so he's been told. But ever since Ellie vanished a year ago, he suspects his world may be built on secrets and lies. When a mysterious organization starts recruiting mutant kids to compete in violent virtual reality games, Micah takes the chance to search for his twin sister and the truth. So basically, this is apocalyptic and futuristic, just like you guys love. What they've done is all over London, they've built like... It reminds me of an underground parking lot where the rich people live on the top section in the sun and the poor people live below in the underground parking. All of our food is processed through factories and comes out in little tiny cubes. You just eat 2 cubes a day and that's supposed to sustain you. All the animals have been destroyed because of a plague, so there's no animals allowed. Anyway, it's really a good book, and I know just by telling you that it's apocalyptic and futuristic, and it's not as big a bummer as I make it out. And there's 2 this thick, so yeah, give it a whirl. All right, Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians. Well, of course, we had to read this book because it's got evil librarians in it. So I'm going to read you the front cover. Alcatraz Schmid doesn't seem destined for anything but disaster. But on his 13th birthday, he receives a bag of sand, and his life takes a bizarre turn. This is no ordinary bag of sand. It is quickly stolen by a cult of evil librarians who are taking over the world by spreading misinformation and suppressing the truth. This kind of sounds like the news media. The sand will give evil librarians the edge they need to achieve world domination. Alcatraz must stop them by infiltrating the local library, armed with nothing but a spyglass and a talent for klutziness. This is book 1 in book out of 4, I believe, Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians. It's fantastic. You should read it. Swindle. It was an OBOB book a couple years ago. It's one of my favorites. Griff Bing is on his way to $1 million until a mean collector named Wendell Palomino, aka Swindle, tricks him out of his rare Babe Ruth baseball card. Now Griffin must put together a team of friends and 1 or 2 enemies to get it back. There are many things standing in the way: a menacing guard dog, a high-tech security system, a very secret hiding place, and the fact that none of them can drive. But Griffin is a man with a plan, and even if something does go beyond, something goes way out of his control, he's not going to let his future go without a fight. This is a very cute book. Excuse me. The guy who swindles him is like a pawnbroker, like at a pawn shop, and he just gives him like a fraction of what the baseball card is worth, and then he finds out that it's worth more, and he's got to get it back. And it's about him and his friends basically torment this guy, break into his pawn shop, steal his stuff. It's great. And it's book 1 of a series. I think there's 3. Anyway, give it a whirl. Okay, Keepers of the School, We the Children. This is a cute book too. These kids don't want their school to be torn down, and so they're fighting for it. Benjamin Pratt's Harborside School is going to be bulldozed to make room for an amusement park. Sounds like a dream come true. Or it's more like a nightmare. Something about the plan seems fishy, and Lyman, the new assistant janitor, seems even fishier. When Ben and his friends Jill friend Jill start digging for answers, they find things that the people with money and power don't want them to see. Could the history hidden deep in the old school building actually overthrow a $30 million real estate deal? And how far will the developers go to keep that from happening? Ben and Jill are about to discover just how dangerous a little knowledge can be. This book is very cute and very funny, and it's just full of all kinds of crazy antics, but they do save their school. Deltora Quest. This is a very thick book because it's 1 through 4 in one. We used to have them years ago. They're like this big, and there was 8 of them. And then we replaced the smaller ones and just bought them in the big books. There's 2 of these, 1 through 4 and 5 through 8, and they're amazing. They're just amazing because they're science fiction. They're also fantasy. Deltora is a land of magic, monsters, and danger. Evil Shadow Lord has taken over the kingdom, and only 3 people can save it. Leaf, Jasmine, and Barda have nothing in common and everything to lose. They must embark on a perilous quest to capture the 7 gems of the Belt of Deltora. Only when the belt is complete can the evil Shadow Lord be overthrown. The obstacles are many and the risks are real, but Leaf, Jasmine, and Barda must defeat the darkness or else Deltora will perish. This is an old book, but it's really good, and my kids loved it. Anyway, yes, that's enough for the old book series. Now we have the new one, Stranger Things, The Other Side, book 1. They made a series out of Stranger Things. It's also a graphic novel, if you like those. These are actually all graphic novels that I picked. Now there's Investigator. It's about private eye alligators. I know it sounds really silly. It is really silly, but it's a graphic novel. It's an easy read. It is silly and funny, and I think you'll like it. And then, of course, there's Dogman. Everybody loves Dogman, and I think there's 13 Dogmen now, or 14. This is number 10. We do have them all because we love Dogman. He's also a graphic novel. So as the weather starts to get cold and you have to stay in the house, instead of being on your screen, maybe start a new book series or an old book series, but just start a series. Read more. Anyway, thanks you guys. See you later. Bye. Too much stuff. In a tree that was taller than the rest, Mag and Ash were busy building a nest. They built it from mud and from grass and from sticks. They dreamed that one day it would be filled with chicks. Then lastly, they kept it all cozy and clean and lined the whole thing with an old magazine. It wasn't that long before they had laid 4 perfect eggs in a nest they had made. But looking around, they worried their nest needed more stuff to make it the best. And so while one of them stayed behind, the other flew off to find the extra things that they agreed their chicks were really going to need. First, they brought back little stuff, 2 ornamental cuckoo clocks and 4 tiny socks, and a pack of plastic pegs to shade a blue to match their nest. But still, it didn't seem enough, and so they got some bigger stuff. A teddy abandoned by a bin, the bin, and everything within. Better, they said, but not quite enough. Our perfect eggs deserve more stuff. Meg got some lights for when it got dark. Ash got a stroller from nearby the park. They nabbed a bucket and a mop, a broom, a brush and a broom. They could not stop. They wondered if each chick would They wondered what each chick would be like one day to learn how to ride a bike. Would like to learn how to ride a bike. And even though it took a while, the bike was added to the pile. After that, they needed a car, which may have been a step too far. as when they went and brought one back, from the nest they heard a crack. Down fell the bike, 1, 2, 3, 4, quickly followed by much more. The car came crashing down on top, followed by brush and mop, tiny bucket and the lights. They came clattering down from the heights. The fancy stroller that they brought back hit the ground and went splack. Falling fast, the poor lost Ted landed upon his head. On top of him bumped the bin, its contents now outside, not in. The clocks came falling mid-cuckoo, just as they were striking 2. And sailing down beside the clocks came the pairs of baby socks. Finally, the plastic pegs came falling down upon their eggs. Where are our eggs? The magpie stopped and looked around at all the things spewed on the ground and cried, "It didn't seem enough, but look at all this useless stuff." They lifted off the plastic pegs, but still they could not find their eggs, and so the whole would set about trying to dig their poor nest out. The lights got pegged up in the tree so all the animals could see. The bike got back and left at the scene for their thief. For the bikes got taken back to the left at the scene for the thief. The teddy was given by the bugs to someone who would give him hugs. The cuckoo clocks made quite superb homes for all the smaller birds, and the socks made very nice cozy beds for the baby mice. The squirrels took the stroller apart and used the bits to make a cart. The car became a fine fox den, big enough to hold all 10, and all the rubbish from the bin was swept up back and put back in. At last the magpies reached their nest, which was not looking at its best. It's just a heap of shells and sticks, but under that, 4 perfect chicks. Oh, that ended very abruptly. All right. If you take a mouse to the movies, this is one of my Christmas favorites. If you take a mouse to the movies, let's try this again. If you take a mouse to the movies, he'll ask for some popcorn. And when you give him the popcorn, he'll want to string it all together. And then you'll want to hang it on a Christmas tree. You'll have to buy him one. And on the way home, he'll see a snowman in your neighbor's yard, and he'll want to make one of his own. And then he'll need a carrot for the nose. And when he's all finished, he'll decide to build a fort, and he'll ask you to help. And then he'll want to make some snowballs and have a snowball fight. Playing outside will make him cold, and he'll want to go inside and curl up on the couch. And he'll ask for a blanket. Once he's nice and cozy, he'll want to listen to some Christmas carols, and you'll have to find some on the radio. He'll probably want to sing along, and the carols will remind him of his Christmas tree, so he'll want to make some ornaments. And you'll get him some paper and some glue, and he'll ask for some glitter. And when the ornaments are done, he'll hang them all up, and then he'll stand back to look at the tree. And he'll notice his popcorn string is missing. And so he'll want to make another one. And he'll ask for some popcorn. And chances are, when you give him the popcorn, he'll want you to take him to the movies. All right, never grow up. Are you a child who's good as gold? Do you do everything you're told? For if you are, then I'm afraid A terrible mistake has been made. I know you're only on page 2, and I'm sorry if you bought it new, but this book is not for you. Please close it right now. Go on, chew. But look, your sticky little paw turned directly to page 4, which leads me to suspect you're not pure angelic type of tot. No, you're a more unusual child, the kind who's mischievous and wild, who eats too many sweets and then throws most of them back up again, brushes their teeth with super glue, then pulls out 1 or 2, paints their tongue and scrapes their knees, then fills their underpants with bees, the kind who climbs a prickly pine, but falls crash onto a porcupine, then has to bend down while your mum removes the prickles from your bum. I'm sure some grown-ups find your antics, send them absolutely frantic, until they point and shout and frown. Hey, stop that, drop that, put that down. Don't pick your nose, don't trick your mother, don't smear yogurt on your brother. But why do grown-ups get so mad when you do things they think are bad? Have they forgotten the sensation, the glorious glunky gludge creation, adding some of this and a dash of that to make a slimy snot green splat? Perhaps each grown-up grow old, make them 90 times less bold, until their lives are spent pursuing the boring things they're used to doing, and they forget to stop and see just how exciting life can be. Filled with adventure, hidden magic, it's simply absolutely tragic to watch them waste each day and weekend until they die. That's the end. But it doesn't have to be this way. Listen carefully to what I say. There's a secret that you might not know about what happens when you grow. Some people grow to 10 feet tall without growing up at all. Just look at all the very smartest scientists and famous artists who had the wit, the grit, the spunk to think the thoughts up till then unthunk, ignoring the signs that say no way, and went and did it anyway. It was once a crazy notion to dive for miles beneath the ocean, till some spark had a bright idea and invented scuba gear. So pack a bag and go exploring the mountain tops of Ecuador. Or build a jetpack, fly to space, and meet a brand new alien race. Or be the first to find the layers of Or be the first to find the layer of equatorial talking bears. Or even cause a great sensation by moving things with concentration. Or be a wrestler, a hair artist, save the planet's rarest beast, whiz around in a helicopter, a fearless flying ostrich doctor, amaze the world when you bake the biggest ever chocolate cake. One thing's for sure, it won't be easy. Being bold is never breezy. Sometimes you fall and sometimes you fail. Just remember, when the grown-ups wail, that makes me absolutely furious. The future is created by the curious, mischievous, disobedient few who are, in fact, a lot like you. So, watch the world with glittering eyes. Keep noticing where magic lies. Question everything you're told. Be outrageous. Break the mold. Grow wise or silly. Wide or tall. Grow round in circles. Big or small. Dress in rags or wear a crown. But never grow up. Always down. So this is the craft for December. It's an elf. You cut it out, glue it together, and then it sits wherever you want it to sit. There's a boy and a girl. And if you come to the library, hopefully you'll find these all over the place. I have some volunteers coming. They're going to elf on the shelf at the library. Thanks. Bye.